Okay, the volume of a rectangular solid is 1,120 cubic feet. So volume is equal to length times width times height. The width of it is 2 feet less than its height, and the length is 4 feet more than its height. We don't know its height, so we can use x for height. We can use, let's see, x minus 2 for width. Width is 2 feet less than the height, and x plus 4 for length is 4 feet more than the height. Okay, so there is our dimensions of our cube there, or a rectangular prism. So that means that x times x minus 2 times x plus 4, all of that would be equal to the volume, which is 1,120. Then you want to multiply that all together, so this is going to be an x squared minus 2x, and then multiply that times x plus 4. So we FOIL x squared times x is x cubed, x squared times 4 is plus 4x squared, and then minus 2x times x is minus 2x squared, and 2x times 4 is minus 8x, equals the 1120. Subtract that from the other side and combine like terms. We get x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x minus 1120 is equal to 0. Next, we want to find out what type of roots we have. So we're going to look at all of our positive changes. So this is a positive to positive, positive to negative, that's one change, negative to negative, so we only have one change. So we have one positive real root. If we look at our negatives, so that becomes a negative x cubed, that becomes positive, that becomes positive, and that stays negative. So that would be changing signs twice for our negative. And then our imaginaries, or this could be 0, by the way, 2 or 0. So imaginaries would be either 0 or 2. But we know we have one positive number. So we're going to look at the positive number and try to find it first. So we want to put P over Q. Remember that P is this 1120 and Q is this assumed one that's in front. So this is a 1120 over 1 and all the factors thereof. So this is a positive or negative 1120, and with that becomes a positive or a negative 1. That is divisible by 2, so 1120 divided by 2. So if I take 1120 and divide by 2, I end up with 560, so it's a positive or negative 560, and a positive or negative 2. And 560 is divisible by 2, so that's a positive or negative 280, and that would be a positive or negative 4. And I can keep listing these out. There is a whole bunch of these. I also know that it all ends in 0, so I would have a positive or negative 10. And that's the one I'm going to try first because this is a book and 10s look really nice and easy to work with. So if I take and do my synthetic division with a 10, I know I've got x cubed, there's one of those. I've got 2x squareds, I've got negative 8x's, and I've got a negative 1120. Bring the 1 down. 10 times 1 is 10. That makes that a 12. 10 times 12 is 120. Subtract 8, that's a 112. Times 10 is a positive 1120. And that does give me, in fact, a 0 here. So this is my depressed polynomial. I'm only looking for one positive root. And I'm looking for a length and width and height of a rectangle or a rectangular prism. So in that case, I only need a positive answer. I don't want an imaginary answer. I don't want a negative answer. So 10 is the number I'm looking for. X has to be 10 for this problem to even work. So then if x is 10, x plus 4 was one of my dimensions. So that would be 14. And my other dimension was an x minus 2. So x minus 2 would be equal to 8. And so my dimensions are 10, and these are in feet, I believe. Yep, these are in feet. So that's 10 foot by 14 feet by 8 feet. And that is my answer to my problem. Again, when you're dealing with lengths, widths, and heights, it makes no sense to have an imaginary answer, and it makes no sense to have a negative answer.